Ian Thorpe is number one. A kickstart for Australia. Gold and a world record.
Now it's Donovan Bailey trying to pick up runners. Donovan Bailey is putting on a third. He's got it! 9.84, a world record for Donovan Bailey and a gold medal!
A perfect score. 10.0 for Nadia Comaneci. A perfect score.
The first time I've never seen this.
So in over 100 years, nobody's won as many medals at the Olympic Games in any sport than this great champion, Michael Phelps.
Usain Bolt sprinting ahead, winning by daylight and setting a world record, 9.68. The wind is okay. How easy was that?
Good evening, afternoon, morning and good night once again from Off the Podium, an Olympics podcast continuing on our coverage of the Rio 2016 Summer Olympic Games, the games of the 31st Olympiad, and we are here for another bumper episode to review Day 8 in our 10th episode. As always, lots to talk about on another golden day for Australia. Stick that up, you blunt, and smoke it, Canada, because you didn't win a single gold today, whereas we did. And so much so is that exciting that our Canadian correspondent, Mr. Colin Hilding, hasn't even showed up today. There's a whisper that he might rock up halfway through, but I am predicting that he won't. And clearly my predictions so far on this podcast during these Olympics have stood out very, very highly. So we'll see how that plays out. But more importantly, we still have another person on the line. It's not just going to be me talking for 60 minutes trying to be funny. We've got another man who's going to try and be funny at the same time too. It's Jarrod Lubeck. Jarrod, welcome back to Off the Podium.
It's great to be back 2 days in a row. It's great to finally have got another gold. The silvers, I mean, we've got some more, but that's been pushed to the side. We're back on track for a golden week ahead.
It was your pep talk. It's all you, clearly. As soon as you start talking up the fact that we're not winning enough silvers, we go and win a bunch. You're getting sick of it. You're saying we need to start winning the golds again. We win a gold, and therefore it's all thanks to you. So thank you, Jarrod. Australia thanks you.
No problem. You can just see the level of respect that I command amongst the Olympic team.
Yes. Well, clearly, we were basically announcing the gold medal that we won yesterday on the show, because we were recording whilst it was happening. Of course, Kim Brennan in the women's single sculls. Now, I'm claiming her as a Tasmanian because she's as close to a Tasmanian Olympic medalist we've had so far in these games. She's married to a Tasmanian. She lives in Tasmania. That makes her Tasmanian, even though I think she's actually from Victoria. But it's kind of just like we do, Jarrod, with the New Zealanders. You know, they looked at Australia once, so we claim them as ours. So I think we can classify her as a Tasmanian.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a fairly small leap in the terms of things. Usually we draw along the bowstring of linking people to Australia. So, yeah, I'd claim that. That's fairly tame.
Exactly. She's just waiting for a Tasmanian citizenship. But great job. She was the reigning world champion coming into this. She'd won a couple of Olympic medals before. It was our first rowing medal, gold medal, I should say, since Beijing. So good for her. Good for Kim. She wins our 6th gold medal of the Games. So fantastic. And as we said, we were calling that basically live. I mean, my internet's still catching up. I think I might see the finish soon, Jarrod. So I might actually get to see her win that, thankfully. But it also wasn't just Kim winning his medals. It was actually a decent day for Australia. We won 4 medals, a gold, a silver and 2 bronze. So in the silver category, it was in the swimming, and no, it didn't go to a Campbell. Well, it kind of went to a Campbell. She was part of the team. That's why we didn't win gold, Jarrod. Emily Seebohm, Taylor McCowan, Emma McKeon, Kate Campbell. Bronte clearly got the shun. And then in the heats, Madison Wilson, Madeline Groves and my girl Britt Elmsley all took the silver in the 4x100 medley. Never in doubt. That was always going to be a medal, Jarrod. Just again, if we didn't have a Campbell in the team, we would have won the gold. Yeah,
it's a shame we put Kate in the final. Good to see, though, that 7 people swimming, 7 people getting medals for that one, so that's exciting.
The funniest thing is that America was so confident that they would win gold with a Campbell swimming, they didn't even put in Katie Ledecky. So they were like, oh, hang on, Australia's put a Campbell in the team. Katie, gave a rest. All right, just sleep in. So they don't even need that. And 2 bronze. So our men also won a medal in the 4x100 medley. They got a bronze. Mitch Larkin, Jake Packard, David Morgan, Kyle Chalmers, and Cam McAvoy. Mr. Humble, I'm going to start calling him. He swam the heat, so he'll still get a medal. And yeah, we're talking up Anna Meares. She obviously clearly does have more events. She took a bronze. in the women's Kieran. She became our most decorated track cyclist ever. I believe the first Australian to medal in 4 Olympic Games consecutively. Anna Meares, the Queen of Australia. Colin's talking about putting Rosie McLennan as Prime Minister of Australia. I'm putting Anna Meares up for Prime Minister of Australia. I think this woman's amazing, and she's won another medal, and just incredible.
Yeah, she's an absolute legend. Continuing the trend of bronze medalists being the most excited. She was over the moon. She was in tears. She was emotional. She was showing the rest of the athletes how to celebrate when you win a medal, no matter what colour. Great to have another bronze medalist who's a legend.
I wonder if the Campbell sisters have met Anna Meares. If not, go and meet her. Because this is how you do it. I mean, she's 32 years old, Anna Meares, and she's still winning medals at the Olympic Games. So, come on, Campbell. You bump into each other in the athletes' village. Stop sulking. Get off Tinder. You know, nobody wants to date the Campbell sisters because clearly it's become a running thing. We have nothing really against the Campbell sisters, can I just say? It's just turned into a funny joke, Jarrod. So, hello to the Campbell sisters if they're listening. At least they're not French. That's all right. So good on you, Anna. I believe she's still got a couple of events. I mean, clearly we've done our research so much so here on the show that we know what exactly she's getting ready for. I don't know if you're sort of in tune with Anna Meares' Olympic schedule at all, Jarrod.
I just know that she has the individual sprint left, the event that she won gold in at the London Olympics. So potentially chance for another medal there.
You are, yes, there you go. I've just actually found a schedule. It was just emailed to me by Anna. She's a keen fan of Off the Podium. And, yes, it's women's team, so that's on Monday. So, so she won that in London, and she silvered, so she's medalled in that in the last 3 Olympics. So she gold in London, silver in both Beijing and Athens. Of course, silver in Beijing famously when she had broken neck. So, I mean, if she can win it with a broken neck, and she's healthy right now, then Lord help us, she's gonna pull a Ledecky in that one. She's gonna lap the field. So all right, we're on Anna Meares' watch for the rest of this week. Stuff the athletics, stuff Usain Bolt. It's all about Anna Meares. All right, everybody, she's the star of the games. All right, so Canada also won some medals. They didn't win any gold. Finally, we were sad that Canada didn't win any gold, but they went back to their bronze-winning best, taking out the bronze in the women's heptathlon. Brianne Thiessen-Eaton, and they also took out the bronze in the women's team pursuit. Alison Beveridge, Jasmine Glaser, Kirsty Lay, Georgia Simmerling, and Laura Brown. And now this is a confusing event that we were trying to work out because when we stopped recording last night, I was watching this and I thought they just had the 2 semis. So Australia was against the US, Canada against Britain, and I was just like, okay, well, Britain and the US won, so Canada and Australia will ride off for bronze. Lo and behold, you've then messaged me and said, oh, Canada will get the bronze and Australia will lose to New Zealand. And I'm like, well, where the hell was New Zealand in this? And you mentioned that there's somehow come through the repechage to finish 4th. How does that work?
I mean, you tell me, to me that makes no sense. You have your initial rounds and the top 4 should go straight through the semis and none of this other people getting back in business. Evidently, they had a faster time in their 5th to, 20th race off or whatever, and somehow that puts them back into the bronze medal race. But I mean, luckily Canada does save the day there, keeps New Zealand off the podium in that, so we're all smiles now.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, Canada, for preventing New Zealand from getting another medal, because those cocky Kiwi bastards were already celebrating the fact that they won a gold yesterday, which sadly we announced already on air, but we'll possibly get to that. But yeah, Colin, so ashamed, so used to winning gold now are the Canadians that they can join in Australia and be disappointed with bronze. So that's why Collins is not here. He's basically like, oh, bronze? No! You know, this isn't the Winter Olympics. You know, we've got to be disappointed now with this sort of stuff. So, yes, good on you, Canada, for still winning some medals. Outside of the medal results, so for Australia, other results for us, athletics-wise, nothing sort of remotely close to a medal really for us in athletics, sadly. But in the long jump, one of our medal chances, our silver medalist from the World Championship, Fabrice Lapierre, 10th only in the long jump. He's actually beaten by his teammate Henry Frayne, 7th, his best ever result in international competition. Sadly, no medal for us in the long jump. David McNeil, great result for him, 16th in the 10,000 metres. We talked about the women's 10,000 metres. yesterday. Jarrod, still watching any of the long distance running there, getting even more excited at all, or still perhaps just like, meh?
I mean, the men's 10,000 was exciting. They made potentially too big a deal about Mo Farah getting tripped over, and to me, I don't know, he got tripped over near the start. Everybody was bunched together, and he got straight back up. You can see he wasn't hurt, and then it was this big thing. They're showing old footage of somebody else getting tripped over 50, 60 years ago and then losing the event, and he got tripped over and he won. I mean, congrats on winning, but I didn't think the trip was that bad. They kind of overplayed the whole thing.
If he had tripped, broken his leg, lost an eye, and needed like assistance from somebody to cross the finish line to win the gold, then yes, make a big deal out of it. But yeah, I think you're right. It wasn't exactly, that big of a deal. But I mean, good on Mo for winning it. I just love the guy. I think he looks like a hoot to hang around with, and I love his name, Mo Farah. It's just such like an awesome name. So congratulations, Mo. Back-to-back gold in the 10,000 metres. Ben St. Lawrence also in that race. That's a pretty cool name, St. Lawrence. He was 28th. In the pole vault, sadly, Curtis Marshall didn't make the finals of the pole vault. I was expecting much more from Curtis, Jarrod. I think that's a bit disappointing for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was happy about the loss, and I'm all for being happy with your results and personal best, but not good enough. You can be happy when you win the bronze. We've shown that. But if you're not winning the bronze, then no smiling.
Exactly, yeah. Pick your game up there, Curtis. Come on now. Genevieve Lacaze and Madeline Heine Hills, first ever finalists for Australia in the history of the Olympics in Jarrod's pet event, the 3,000 metre steeplechase. They're spurred on by Berto losing this week in the equestrian. They want to rectify the equestrian chokers. So they're doing the non-horse equestrian, Jarrod. They're doing well. They're in the final.
Yeah, I mean, that was exciting. We had the big story of I think it was Ethiopian athlete. She, to go along with Mo's fall, she fell and lost a shoe and then ran barefoot, and now somehow she's appealed and been advanced to the final, which is really just a sympathy spot in the final. If she wins now, I mean, that's going to be a big scandal if she gets on the podium. But no, great to see that Australia is well represented in the equestrian equivalent on the track.
And it's about time too. Like in all our Olympic history, there's one thing that's been missing from our long, littered history of Olympics, and that's making the final of the steeplechase. So do us proud, Genevieve and Madeline. I know you can do well. Victoria Mitchell, sadly, she didn't make it. So she pulled a Campbell. So you couldn't do it there. In the 400 metre heat, so Morgan Mitchell and Annalise Ruby qualified through to the 400 metre heats. Now, I know we're jumping ahead here a bit with this segment, but I loved on news.com.au, they've almost tried to make this a bit Canadian, where they've got there and gone, spurred on by Kathy Freeman watching at home, Morgan Mitchell has qualified to the next round of the 400 metres. How do they know Kathy Freeman was watching? Like, she could have been out for dinner or something like that. Do they 100% know? Do they have their facts checked? Do they have like a spy outside the Freeman residence with a camera inside going, oh, there's Kathy watching the Olympic?
Yeah, this is just people making stuff up again, like the athletes forgetting words in the national anthem, making these big leaps and assumptions, and I don't like it. That's not real journalism. No,
it's not. Well, it's news.com.au, so it's not real journalism anyway. But I think that, where was the headline? Spurred on by Ian Thorpe, thinking about him, Mac Horton won the gold in the 400 metres. Come on, really? You're stretching a little bit there. Just be happy they made the frickin' semi-finals. I actually had some bad news too. We've talked him up all Olympics. We've got so excited about Josh Clark, our man in the 100 metres. I was watching the 100 metres, Jarrod. I'm going, where is he? Where's Joshy boy? Come on, Josh, do us proud. He actually pulled out before the games even started. He pulled out in July. So we're clearly huge in Australia, our 100 metres. I just found a story from the 30th of July that says Australia's lone 100 metre sprinter Josh Clark is out of the Rio Olympics because of a hamstring injury. So, yes, a bit of egg on our face there, Jarrod. Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, I mean, the appearance, him not being there, it's probably just as similar if he was. We probably would have seen less of him if he was actually there. It's not a huge loss. I mean, obviously he's training for 2020.
Yep.
Save a couple of seconds off the time and potentially shave some of that hair off his head too.
Exactly. Well, we haven't still yet to have a 100-metre runner in the Olympics since Athens. I mean, clearly that's why Usain Bolt's been winning every year since Beijing, because there's been no Australians in there, Jarrod. So you're welcome, world.
Yeah. Exactly.
Usain Bolt's terrified of the Australian sprinters. Basketball, the Opals, undefeated still, 74-66 over Belarus. Another come-from-behind win in that one too. And they will play Serbia in the quarterfinals. Badminton, look, we tried our very best, everybody out there. You know, we spurred him on. Sawan Sarasinghe, our man, and his teammate Matthew Chow, defeated by Taipei. They're out. Sorry, Jarrod. Leanne Chu and Robin Middleton also out in the mixed doubles, and our solo representative in the singles, Haswan Chen, lost to Kate Fu Kuhn, the great Mauritian badminton player. So, sadly, badminton is done and dusted for Australia. It's a sad day for Australia at the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big letdown. We had lots of medal contention going into that. But the good thing is, no expectations going into Tokyo now. It's all up from here. If we haven't won a single match in these Olympics, so I mean, if we win one set in the next Olympics, that's huge for us.
Well, I don't even know, like, if badminton, because isn't that one of the sports that it's in the Commonwealth Games one year, they're not in the Commonwealth Games the next. So, like, I mean, Gold Coast, if it's not on your schedule for 2018, put it in there, because Sarasinghe, he's on for, I'm going to call it, he's going to win the singles, he's going to win the doubles, he's going to win the mixed doubles. He's going to dominate badminton in Gold Coast. So, put it on there, Gold Coast Organising Committee of the Commonwealth Games. What else do we have? Beach volleyball. Well, good news there. Our girls, Louise Borden and Talika Clancy, beat the Poles and are through to the quarterfinals. So, good result there for us in the beach volleyball. I don't think we've won a medal in that since Sydney. So, yeah, getting close there. Cycling, as we mentioned, obviously, Anna doing great. Pulling an Anna, that means winning, Campbell sisters. The women's pursuit team, as we mentioned before, they lost in a repechage and a pull out a number from a hat and chase around each other blindfolded competition to finally decide that they finished fifth. Two Tassie girls, as I mentioned in that one, but good result for them. They crashed and died, I think, a few days ago, so to finish fifth, that's still alright. Lost in New Zealand, but who gives a shit? We do actually give a shit, but we just ignore that. And Matt Gleitzer and Patrick Constable were in the men's sprint. Gleitzer's into the bronze medal right off, and Constable finished 8th. So not bad there. Diving, good result. Madison Keeney and Essa Kun, are into the 3-metre springboard final. Good result for them. Golf, well, we predicted it, didn't we, Jarrod? Marcus Fraser starting to pull a Campbell. He's led the first 2 days, dropped back down to bronze, and what he called a scrappy day. So, look, can Marcus pull it out of the bag and do an Anna, or is he just scheduled to pull more of a Campbell on the final day of golf?
I mean, I think I'm leaning towards the Campbell. He doesn't seem the type to win a bronze medal. I can't see the excitement from the other bronze medalists in... there's no excitement to Marcus Fraser. He's not the most interesting guy. He's probably screams more of a 4th, 5th place than a podium finisher.
He does play golf, Jarrod.
This is true.
No offense to our golfers out there, but is there you think of the great athletes of the world, your Usain Bolts, all these great, characters. I don't know how many golfers make that list. I mean, they make the rich list, but they just take their money off and go play more golf. So come on, yeah, Marcus, yeah, don't win bronze, win gold or whatever. Trampoline, Blake Gaudry, 13th, sadly for him, missed the final, so devastating day there for Blake. I knew I was expecting better than that. Hockey, the Hockeyroos beat Japan, will take on New Zealand in the quarterfinals. More incentive there to get through to the medal rounds. Rowing, as we said, Kim Brennan, gold, we already touched that. Sailing, there's a lot of going on in sailing, but one particular one of note, we've guaranteed ourselves a medal in the laser category. Tom Burton will medal. It's a matter of what colour. So he will sail off for that on Monday. He's probably already started, still going, and it will finish on Monday, I'm guessing. We actually posted a video on our Facebook page of some viral Irish commentary that's going around of sailing. It's a bit silly. It's not exactly serious, but it's quite funny. And I think it perfectly describes what we're trying to establish with sailing this week, about how it's confusing and shit. And again, hello to our sailors out there. Shooting, Keith Ferguson. Oh, he dudded out big time. Finished 10th in the skeet. Sad for him. But Paul Adams also 19th. And Chappie, David Chapman, 25th in the men's rapid-fire pistol. Sad news there for Chappie. Swimming outside of our medals in the 1500 metres. Mac couldn't repeat his 400. He finished 5th. And, well, surprise, surprise. The Campbell sisters didn't medal. 5th and 7th in 50 metres. We shouldn't laugh, Jarrod, but yeah, I think we probably should as well because it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, they've only got themselves to blame. They bought into the hype. They were overconfident. They thought they had this in the bag. And, I mean, that's just what happens when you feel like you've got the medal before you've actually been in the race.
Exactly. Table tennis, over and done with. Our men's team of David Powell, Herming Hu, and Chris Yan were eliminated by Hong Kong. So, pack up the paddles, table tennis team, and go chill in the village with the Campbell sisters. Water polo, women's team 10-3 over Brazil into the quarters. We'll play Hungary. And weightlifting, we had a weightlifter competing today, Simplice Ribiom, in the 94 kilogram. They have groups in weightlifting apparently. He was 5th in Group B. I don't know how groups work in weightlifting. What, do you get a win for every time you lift something, or a win for every time you don't dislocate your elbow?
Who knows? I mean, Group B, I mean, that's probably like the B finals in rowing or something like that. I'm sure weightlifting seems like the type of sport to have rapid charges and people coming back in similar to the cycling.
Yep.
So who knows? 5th in Group B, maybe he could still be lifting weights out there. We don't know. Exactly.
So Simplice is going to be walking around. I finished 5th in Group B of the Olympics, and all the ladies are going, "Oh, I love you, Simplice." So that's all that happened. Canada, I've actually written a few here. Bronze, as we said, a lot of bronze. But Colin talked up his diving girls yesterday. So Jennifer Abel was 3rd into the final of the 3-metre springboard, and Pamela Ware 9th. And also talking up the trampoline, well, Jason Burnett couldn't do a Rosie McLennan. He was only 14th, which means Blake Gaudra actually beat a Canadian. He was 13th. So, sorry, Jason. And their great hope in the 100 metres, Andre de Grassi won his quarterfinal through to the semis. So I actually saw that one too, and he looked good. He looked decent there. Other big ones, we'll go over these medal results in just a moment. But as you mentioned, Mo Farah, 10,000 metres after falling. Good on you, Mo. Just because your name's Mo, you get okay in my book. Monica, hang on, I've said this right the other day, didn't I? Is it Pugh?
Monica, I would say Puig.
Monica Puig. She won gold. You said 100% Angelique Kerber gold, but Monica, first gold for Puerto Rico in the history of the Olympics. She did it. She knocked off the great German of Kerber. Did you watch any of this? Are you still in shock?
I am in absolute shock. I mean, really, she had no business even getting close to the final. But this is what the Olympics are about. It's all about the underdog story. I mean, Kerber pulled a Campbell in some way, shape or form, but Monica, she was just unbeatable. It was incredible tennis, and good on her.
Absolutely. I'm just looking here. Her best result in a Grand Slam is the 4th round of Wimbledon. Her highest ranking ever is 33, which she actually achieved in July this year. But yeah, she is now officially an Olympic gold medalist. So congratulations to Monica. But yeah, Angelique silver. And in the bronze medal match, Petra Kvitova, she took the bronze. She knocked off Madison Keys. But just in the men's side of things here, I don't know. This is also probably why Colin's not here. Rafa's done. He lost to Juan Martín del Potro. So he's got into the bronze, and he'll play Kei Nishikori because Andy won as well. So gold medal will be played between Del Potro and Andy, and the bronze between Rafa and Kei. I mean, how disappointed did you hear, Jarrod? Are you still? What's more disappointing, the Campbells choking again or Rafa choking?
Rafa choking by a long way. I mean, Del Potro knocked off Djokovic earlier in the tournament, so you knew it was going to be a tough one. But I mean, congrats to him coming back from injury. He's been off for about 2 years with wrist injuries and had surgery. I think this kind of officially cements that he is back in the game and somebody to look out for moving forward for the rest of the year. But I know it should be a good final tomorrow. Good bronze medal playoff too. It's good that the men have had. It's a bit more predictable than the women's. But I think Andy going for history too. I don't think a men's tennis player has ever won 2 gold medals in the singles. So and he could go back to back as well. So I mean, lots of history to play for there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, has it been done back to back, but let alone two in general? So I don't know. And actually, speaking of people getting upset and everything because he lost, we've just had him join us right now. Colin, welcome. And we're just talking about your man Rafa losing. So what's more disappointing for you, Rafa losing or Canada not winning a gold?
Oh, well, I can deal with Rafa losing. I've actually been doing my distance running for the day. It's the first time it's cool out, so that's the reason why I'm out.
You're training for Tokyo to beat off Mo Farah, are you? Is that what you're doing?
I am, yeah. Mo Farah is the reason I actually wanted to jump in the call today, too. Did I fall over? No. I try not to do my anger faces before I run. Otherwise, I probably would. That's a Canadian thing.
Well, Colin, welcome. We're literally going over there. I've just mentioned about Canada's results on day 8, your bronzes and your trampoline people being beaten by Australians. So, yeah, how did you feel about Canada's bronze day on day 8?
Well, I mean, the ones that we won in weren't the ones I was expecting. I said yesterday I was definitely expecting Jason Burnett to win in the trampoline, at least something. For him to come in 14th, that's a huge disappointment. But yeah, the cycling, that was a nice surprise, and the heptathlon's interesting too because kind of I think how the Canadian commentators are trying not to play up on the success of people going into this. Brianne Tyson-Eaton, they had kind of, promoted her like, oh, she has a good shot at medaling. And then only after the whole event was over and she came in bronze, they're like, this might be considered a little bit of a disappointment because she was the favorite to win the gold. And we're like, I haven't heard this in the last couple of weeks. When did she become the favorite to win the gold? They just decided to throw that in there. But I don't know if you guys saw any of the controversy with her husband, who's also the heptathlon athlete from America. Did you hear anything about that?
No, we didn't. We're completely unaware.
Well, he competes in heptathlon for United States. That's her husband. And he was in the crowd all day wearing a Canada hat, cheering her on Twitter. And he just got slammed on social media all day by Americans saying that he shouldn't be rooting for Canada. And it's like, well, it's his wife. I'm pretty sure he's going to want her to win.
Still wearing an American hat. America!
Exactly. Take my wife down now. I just want to be like the Karate Kid, like sweep her leg. You got a problem with that? Just go on her.
Wow.
But yeah, Burnett was a disappointment. I actually think that the most excitement I got all day was Mo Farah's win. Which did either of you watch that event?
I saw the bits where he fell and then won. So I couldn't sit down and watch all 10,000 meters. Sadly.
Well, I mean, he's almost like the Usain Bolt. Like Bolt earlier in the did what he always did, which is that he starts out slow and then he just sort of watches, and you get the impression that he's just putting in just enough effort to barely beat the guy. Like, he could probably blow everybody away, but he kind of wants to taunt them a bit. And that's almost the way I got it with Mo Farah at the end. He let, in the last lap, the other guy overtake him. And then all of a sudden he just sprints ahead like it's nothing to him. And I'm like, this is a guy who fell all over the track halfway through the race, which I don't know how bad that would hurt. I was actually surprised. I did an event for the Manitoba Marathon a couple of months ago, and I was expected those tracks would be like very hard, almost like pavement, but the track I was on is the same one that the Pan Am Games were held on, which is basically, that's where some of the Olympians were competing the year before Sydney, and the track is almost like a rubber thing. It was quite comfortable, actually, so maybe that's how he was able to recover. It's a nice cushioned track for him.
It's funny, actually, because when we were talking this up before with Jarrod literally going, we just fell over and he got up. He didn't even get that hurt. And now you're like, it's amazing. He fell over and he won. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if only Canadians could do that in cycling. We fall over and we're out.
Australians fall over in the swimming and we just pull it, anything. It's how you do it. But, I mean, he got the double in the 5,000, 10,000 double in London. So, do you think he can do this again now in Rio?
Well, after watching how he pulled ahead just at the last minute, almost effortlessly at the end of 10K, I wouldn't put it past him. I kind of thought with both him and in the heptathlon, Jessica Ennis-Hill, I thought that the hometown crowd really is what got them their success in London, but both of them have done extremely well without a hometown crowd behind them. So, yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. I think he's going to take it.
What about you, Jarrod? He's going to take it as well. I didn't ask you that before, but I'll ask you that now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he looked comfortable the whole race. I just can't see anybody getting far enough ahead of him to win it.
All right, don't pull a Campbell. So other results quickly that we're just going over here outside of Canada and Australia. Phelps won a lazy gold, number 23. So
lazy gold,
23. So ends his career now. I don't know if either of you saw an interview with Ryan Lochte. You didn't, because no one wants to watch an interview with Ryan Lochte. But he came out during the week and he said that he does not believe this will be Phelps' last games. Ryan Lochte said, "I can all but guarantee he'll be back for Tokyo." Now, is this Ryan Lochte just being a dick, or is Ryan Lochte onto something here? Is Colin, is Phelps going to come back for Tokyo?
No, I don't think. I think he's had his redemption now. The only reason he would come back is because he did play silver in one event. He might, or tie for silver. It might be even more humiliating for him. That might be the only reason he'd come back. He definitely would be able to. I don't think he'd be able to hold up. On that note, before I have to go here again, Ryan Cochran, who I talked up a lot, a bit of a disappointment for him in the 1500 meter, but he had been saying over and over again for probably the last year that this was going to be his final Olympics. And then he was interviewed right after the race and they said, "Is it going to be?" And all of a sudden his comments changed to, "Well, I said that if I did really well in these Olympics, then I would be willing to step down. So now I'm not sure."
Wow.
So there's something about losing an event where I think the pride kicks in. So that would be the only reason I'd see Phelps coming out of retirement.
Jarrod, do you think he's going to keep going on to Tokyo?
I'm not sure about Tokyo. I think Flynn.
Flynn.
Yeah. See, they have to shorten it. Flin Flon is too long for hashtags nowadays.
Yep, it's just Flynn. Yep. I think we lost a bit of Jarrod there. Are you still there, Jarrod? We'll pick him up eventually. Just quickly, he ends his Olympic career 23 gold, so he's tied with Brazil and South Africa for most gold medals in the history of the Olympics. Jarrod's hung up. He's so incensed with the fact that he's tied with Brazil and South Africa. Brazil have been to 21 Olympics. South Africa have been to 18. Michael Phelps has been to 5. So, go figure. Welcome back, Jarrod.
Thanks.
We thought you were so disappointed with the fact that Phelps has equaled South Africa and Brazil that you just hung up.
Yeah, I feel so bad for the host nation Brazil that it frustrates me.
So I didn't hear your answer, sorry, you cut out. So do you think he'll return for Tokyo?
Not Tokyo, but Flim Flam. I think the allure of the Flim Flam Olympics will bring a lot of athletes out of retirement. You might see Kathy Freeman back, Susie O'Neill, all the greats I think will be coming back just for Flim Flam. Exactly.
Dawn Fraser. Just quickly, actually, we should mention, we'd like to talk up the fact that, we've had a few Olympians reply to us and tweet us and like us on Facebook. Colin won the internet yesterday because I don't want to spoil. You need to tell this one because he's messaged our group, screenshotted this, and he's just like, "I win." Who liked your tweet, Colin? This is the gold medal of the tweet Olympics right now.
Well, just after Andre DeGrasse's heat, which he again took with ease, kind of like Usain Bolt, I was just excited, and I put a tweet up saying like Andre DeGrasse, is amazing, and that finally after 20 years, Donovan Bailey has a successor. And about an hour later, my phone beeps and I see retweet from Donovan Bailey, and I completely flipped out. I probably was going on for about 15 minutes to my wife. I'm like, "Do you understand who this is?" Which, as I mentioned, I hope other people outside of Canada know. This is the most famous summer Olympian of all time. He was the fastest man. He was Usain Bolt before Usain Bolt was back in '96 in Atlanta. So yeah, that pretty much ends it here. Unless you can get Michael Phelps to retweet you, or Jesse Owens rises from the grave and retweets Jarrod or something.
Well, challenge accepted. I'll raise your Phelps. We're going to get an Usain Bolt retweet by the end of the Olympics. Not only do we win the podcast, we win the world. And we'll get Barack Obama to like it. So double gold for Australia. That's pretty awesome. Hello, Donovan. Clearly a fan of Off the Podium. So listen.
Officially off the podium.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why I did it. He didn't see his name. He's like, "Oh, Colin. Yes, Off the Podium, of course." So the results today, so yeah, we're Mo Farah, 10,000 metres. The men's long jump went to America, Jeff Henderson. The discus to the great German, Christoph Harting. The women's 100 metres, this is actually a big deal. We're talking up Usain Bolt going over 3. We mentioned Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price going over 3 in a row. She only got the bronze. Her countrywoman Elaine Thompson took the gold there, so maybe that's a sign for Usain. Usain did cruise through in the heats, by the way, so he's clearly there. You mentioned the heptathlon, Colin. That went to Belgium. Nafissatou Thiam of Belgium. Congratulations to...
That's Walker, too. That was an upset.
Yeah, well, I can't say I knew Belgium were good at anything, so good for them. I mean, I know the last IOC president was from there, so... Jacques Rogge, hello Jacques. Anyway, cycling.
I'm calling rigging there.
Rigging, yes. Is that why Germany are winning a bunch of gold medals? Thomas Bach, what are you doing? This is why we do need John Coates Jarrod to be the next president of the IOC, because Australia can rig it a bit more. The women's Kieran, Anna, we said, got bronze, but Elise Ligtley of Netherlands, gold. The women's team pursuit, Britain, in a world record time, if you don't mind. Fencing, Russia won the team sabre, knocking off the fancied Ukrainians. Trampoline, Belarus. How's this for a name? Uladzisalu Hancharu. That's actually not that bad. Beat the great Dong Dong from China. I'll just let that one sit. Rowing, single sculls, New Zealand. Boo! Drysdale. Although, Colin, you did say that was the closest one you've ever seen in the history of your rowing watching.
Yeah, it was so close that when the race ended, you know how on the screen, just after they cross the finish line, they'll have the graphic come up with a country in first place. Mm-hmm. They had the wrong country come up, and they even immediately said, this is just for the TV cameras. We have no idea who won this. And if anybody looks online, if you look at the photo finish, it took me probably about 10 seconds to determine which one was ahead.
Are you sure it just wasn't the graphics on screen weren't organised by CBC? Croatia wins. Oh wait, shit. Sorry, it's not Michael Phelps. Apologies. The men's 8, Great Britain. Obviously, single sculls, Australia. Yay. Women's 8 went to America. Shooting, Christian Wrights in the 25-metre rapid fire pistol for Germany. Men's skeet, Gabriele Rossetti for Italy. Swimming, we talked at Mac Horton 5th in the swimming, but this is great for Italy. Gregorio Paltinieri, he got the gold, and Italy also got the bronze. Gabriella Detti. Silver went to Conor Jaeger of the US. Both the relays went to America, and the 50-metre free. Well, Denmark had an amazing night in the pool. We talk about Belgium not being good. I didn't know Denmark knew how to swim. Clearly, Jarrod, this is a Princess Mary factor. She's getting some advice to the Danes, because Pernille Bloom took gold for Denmark in that, and then they got a bronze in the 4x100 metre. Did they rob our girl Penny of a 5th medal there, Colin? Where's Canada? Why didn't they get the bronze in that?
Why didn't Canada get the bronze in that? That's the question we're all asking right now.
At least a Denmark in swimming.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because they put Penny up in the butterfly instead of the freestyle, which I think it probably just came down to that they didn't have somebody as good in the butterfly. But I mean, when you saw what Penny did in the freestyle, I think that would have been the clear choice. But that's fine. I mean, she walks away with 4 medals, being the most accomplished Olympian of all time, and she's still in high school. I think that's something.
Just looking here, actually, Canada were 5th behind China, and there was basically from 2nd down to 6th, there was just over half a second in it. So Australia 2nd, Denmark, China, Canada, and Russia. And good news over Canada, Colin. You did set a national record in the 4x100 metres medley relay freestyle butterfly, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Tennis, as we said, Monica Pugh, Puerto Rico's first ever Olympic gold medal. And in weightlifting, 94 kilograms, Sohrab Maradi for Iran took the gold there. So, medal tally after 8 days. USA on top, 24 gold, 18 silver, 17 bronze. China 2nd, Britain 3rd, Germany 4th, Japan 5th. Australia have dropped down to 7th, but the good news is, because of Jarrod's recommendation of winning a bunch of silver, if we win another gold on day 9, we will frog, straight back up to 5th. And if we win 2, we'll go up to 4th. So, and we're still ahead of the French. That's the main thing. Bad news for Canada. You've dropped down to 15th, and you've dropped behind New Zealand because they won their 2nd gold. So you still won more medals in total.
those Kiwis.
Well, they've won 6 silver. The sneaky little Kiwis. 2 gold, 6 silver, no bronze. That's what you got to do, New Zealand. You've got to pull a Canada and win some bronze.
You know, for been doing podcasts with you guys and hearing all this criticism of New Zealand and New Zealand this and sheep and all that. And I'm like, well, they're so hard on New Zealand. Now I get it. Like, let's just put them out of their misery already. Come on.
Sneaky New Zealanders. And Brazil, still only with their 1 solitary gold. So, pick it up, Brazil. Come on, what's going on? Now, you've got to head off in a sec, Colin, so I'll quickly ask you, what did you watch today, besides the stuff you've already told us that you watched?
Like, we're talking about what I'm watching today or what I was watching yesterday?
What you watched yesterday?
Yesterday, well, obviously everything that I mentioned. I pretty much watched everything yesterday. Now, I'm so used to, over the years, recording onto VHS all the stuff because I don't want to miss anything. And I'm still recording directly onto my computer now every day. And usually I average 45 minutes and maybe an hour and 15. And yesterday, just the stuff I transferred onto my computer was 3.5 hours. So I don't think there's a single event that I did miss yesterday.
Right, there you go. Good on you. Jarrod, what did you watch?
Lots of the athletics. The tennis was kind of took up a lot of my day's viewing. A little bit of the badminton. I'm hoping that we could get a win there. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Yep.
And then the cycling as well.
I stuck to the golf again. I'm just getting thrilled. It was day 3. Oh, you know what that means. We're nearly in the medal day. So we're there tomorrow. Get excited. And this is only the men. Imagine when the women start playing. This is even better. So
we'll be at Tokyo by the time they're done.
Exactly, they're up there with the sailors. Just combine sailing and golf. That's all you need to do. Like, as they're out there sailing on the harbour, just have them shooting balls between each other. Like, that makes it exciting. Golf on boats. Like, that makes it exciting. So, yeah. Well, Colin, again, before you go whenever you need to. I'm just rushing through this in a way.
Yeah.
Do you have time for an athlete of the day, or do you have to go?
Well, I can't read it right now since I'm on my phone, but I'll say just take your pick. Give me a random pick.
Okay.
You have it up.
I've got one here, but I want to hear Jarrod's first.
Stalling. Hashtag stalling.
Yeah, that person.
I think it would be hard for me to go past Monica Puig. I think first gold medal for Puerto Rico, first female Olympian for Puerto Rico to win a medal, and just so unexpected to even make it to the final and to win the gold medal. I mean, a complete shock, and she just played great tennis the whole week. All
right. Well, I see your Monica, and I raise you a Finnish weightlifter. I don't know if you saw this. Milko Alavi Tokala in the weightlifting, the 85 kilogram. Now, he didn't win anything. He got 9th. He lifted 320 kilograms, ended up doing that. But after lifting successfully 175 kilos, he drops the barbell weight, whatever it's called, and he goes off, absolutely crazy. They cut to a shot of the crowd of the Finns going mental. I didn't realise Finland loved their weightlifting so much. And then, as he goes to walk off the stage, he falls flat in his face. Now, you all think he's tripped over and fell down. It turns out he's fainted as he's walking off the stage and just fallen.
It's the green water. People are falling all over the place in Rio.
That's taking over the air. But it's hilarious to watch because, like, I've seen, like, the headline, like, weightlifter faints, and I'm going, oh, no, like, he's going to faint, as we were talking about the other day, and gets decapitated or something. But it's not like he's even fainted as he's lifted the weight. It's afterwards. So, everyone Google this. You will get a laugh out of it. Have you ever dreamed of seeing a Finnish weightlifter? You seeing it
the
now.
mullet as well makes it so much better.
Yes, Finnish mullet, and just again the Finns going off in the crowd, like it's insane. I mean, they haven't won a medal yet at these Olympics, Finland. Surprise, surprise, because there's no snow anywhere. But well, Canada's done it. But I have a lot of respect for the Finns and the Finnish people. But this is hilarious.
Just before I go, I'm struggling to think about some of the athletes that I wrote down yesterday, but there was one that comes to mind. You mentioned it in the trampoline. Too bad Jason Burnett couldn't even crack the top 12. But Dong Dong, you mentioned him. He medaled for, I think, the 3rd Olympics in a row. And my wife said, I love this Dong Dong guy. And I'm like, why? and she said, "I've never seen a Chinese athlete smile before." So, for being the only Chinese athlete who had the courage to smile when he didn't win the gold, I put up Dong Dong.
When you've got a name like Dong Dong, you can't just help but smile. Like, he loves his name so much. He goes into, like, a shop and it's like, he goes into Starbucks. Like, "Can I have your name, please?" "It's Dong Dong. I'm an Olympic medalist. Put my name on that cup and bring me my latte."
Look at the smile on my face.
"Look at me. I'm Chinese and I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm Dong Dong." So, well, on that note,
All right.
Colin, thank
I'm
you.
out of here, gentlemen.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good night.
Go for gold, Canada, on day 8, day 9. What are we up to?
Andre DeGrasse, go.
Yes, go. Beat Usain. Actually, no, don't. Win silver.
That's right.
Yes. Au revoir, Colin. Colin Hilding, ladies and gentlemen, a brief appearance, just like Canada in the Olympics. Anyway, wife of the day. This is always so creepy. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, Jarrod. I feel Annalise Ruby, Kathy Freeman spurring her on to be my wife. So, I don't know if you caught much of Annalise, did you? She's good wife material.
Was she 400 or steeplechase?
She, I would say, was... I know a lot about my future wife. She was the 400 runner, yes. Yeah.
Okay, decent.
Yeah, I prefer my wives to... because I have multiple, apparently, shorter distances than just jumping over things into water. It reminds me too much of Berto's failure in the Olympics. So, yes.
That'd hurt.
Yeah, it does, very much so. Channel 7 don't have a whole lot for Channel 7, surprisingly, today. The one that I noted down, though, like, I don't know if you've seen kind of when they're in the studio and you've got Hamish or Mel, kind of, they bring up that little graphic where it's like athlete profile and, they're telling you a little bit about a prominent athlete. So they bring up the one for Usain Bolt, like he's won 6 gold medals, he's this, and blah, blah, blah. He's got all these followers on Twitter and that. But the one that I liked that they put underneath it, it said, his parents ran the local grocery store in Jamaica. Now, are they implying that there's only one grocery store in Jamaica? It's not like they said ran a local grocery store. They said ran the local grocery store. So, like, look, I'm not laughing. If Jamaica seriously only has one grocery store, by all means, it's good. Like, I would go to it because it's run by the Bolts. But surely, Jarrod, Jamaica is a country that has more than one store to buy your groceries at.
You would think so. I think that might be a claim that needs to be fact-checked.
Yeah, like Channel 7 getting their facts from news.com.au. I've just Googled Jamaica. 2.715 million people. Now, I don't think that they have... unless it's like the size of the country. But, like, I can't imagine a country of over 2 million people having grocery... Like, I live in a city with 250,000 people. We've got, like, a lot of grocery stores in Hobart. So... but good to know that if you go to the local grocery store in Jamaica, the Bolts will be able to serve you. They're very fast, good service there. Don't know, did you have anything on Channel 7 at all, Jarrod? I don't know if you picked up anything?
There was one commentary moment during the beach volleyball which gave me a laugh. So one of the Australians dived for the ball, and then we get this great commentary. Got a mouthful of sand there, got a sandwich. Which...
I get it.
So many cringe moments. I'm like, oh, not as bad as Anna and Elsa, but still, I'm like, really?
That's the bronze medal behind that, and that's also the first line of a Beach Boys song. So, yes. News.com.au, I had to laugh. Their main headline that they led with this morning after the Campbell sisters lost was, the biggest choke in Olympic history. Mind you, it was in quotes, because if you actually opened it up, one of the Campbells, don't care which one it was, said the fact that she lost the 100 metres to her was the biggest choke in Olympic history. But the fact that news.com.au decided to go with that for their headline, perhaps a little bit misleading, but, yeah, they get their facts right every now and then when they're talking about chokes. Anyway, Colin's left us sadly, but I've still got a Canadian athlete of the day. Don't know if it tops our golfer from the other day, but we've got a fencer, Joseph Polisafakis, the great Canadian Joseph Polisafakis. So here we go. Let's learn a bit about Joey. Hi, my name is Joseph Polisafakis. that guy I said before. And I'm Canadian. So there you go. His favourite Olympic moment is he's written final Usain Bolt 2008 before going back over it and writing 100-metre final Usain Bolt 2008. That's not an Winter Olympic one for once. If he could choose any Olympic host city, it would be Toronto. In his spare time, he likes to watch UFC. We all know the fencing is closely related to the UFC. Wow. It spurs him on a little bit. He's drawn a little stick figure of himself on top of the podium with a gold medal around his neck. Dream on, Joseph. It's fencing.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
You know, if you were Penny Alexiak, maybe. But, no. The weirdest instruction a coach ever gave me was, slice him in half. I mean, fair enough, it's fencing. I can see that. But, like, what if he legitimately walked out and chopped a guy in half? Well, my coach told me to do it.
Yeah, that's probably... That's got to be more points than an Uchimata right there, chopping somebody in half.
I think so. That's definitely 100 points to go there. My favourite workout is, how Canadian, sled push. That's what they do. Favourite sandwich is grilled chicken. Yum. Draw a picture of a Canadian animal. Now, he's drawn, it's meant to be a moose, but it looks like a horse with flames coming out of its head. And he's written in a speech bubble coming from its mouth, which is properly smiling, moose. So, in Canada, clearly the animals like to walk around saying what they are. Moose. It's quite funny. If you could have any superpower, he's written A, then he's crossed it out. He's written, I don't even know what that is, but he's crossed it out. Then he's written predicting the future. So you know that little picture of you on top of the podium isn't true. This could be the most boring one ever because, like, he has no personality. The best candy in the world is anything sour. Maybe he's actually Hungarian. Maybe that's why he's a bit... As a kid, my favourite sports team was the Chicago Bulls. My favourite sports movie is The Mighty Ducks. Clearly, he grew up in the 90s. And what would the coolest Olympic medal look like? He's drawn, like, it looks like a triangle with, like, pentagrams in the middle of it.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yes. I always knew it. I knew the Canadian fencing team was sus. If you could live anywhere in the world, it would be secluded Greek island. He was going up with his Illuminati friends. Oh, no. Fencing. Yeah, that's what I do. He's just trying to go to different places in the world. When I was little, I always thought I would never grow up. Clearly, he's Peter Pan. And... write this sentence in cursive, live your passion. And he did that. So, alright, probably the most boring one so far. So, thanks, Joe.
I don't know, that hockey player was pretty boring.
Oh, true there. Alright, let's go to our fan messages. AOC still haven't unblocked us from Facebook. Bad news. Come on, John Coates. We started the Hobart Olympic bid years ago. You love us. Okay, Glenva of the ACT to Kate Campbell. Kate, regardless of your results, you are an Olympian, a champion, and an inspiration to all Australians. Stay calm. No.
Probably could have stopped after you are an Olympian, because that's just a pure fact, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
You know who else is an Olympian? Everybody in that team.
Yes, that's the only truthful statement about your message there, Glenva. Let's see here. To Maria Faye Artacho del Sola. So this is from Jack Bird in New South Wales. Extremely good effort. I current attend Kalara High and play volleyball for the school. You have become an inspiration to the team, showing us that anything is possible. The entire team at school was behind you. Congratulations on making it that far. It would be great if you would come back to Kalara and train with us. See, they're so hopeful, these Australian fans, aren't they? Right back to me, train with us, Kate Campbell, you're good. Like, so positive. If only, they actually watch the Olympics. Okay, here's another one to Kate Campbell. Rick from Queensland. Hi, Kate. An incredible lead-up to Rio you had. That's true. I love how they pointed that out. You were good before the Olympics, Kate. Your skills in and out of the water, oh, okay, might be an ex-boyfriend here, have been an absolute pleasure to follow. You have carried the weight of a nation and handled it with much emotion and professionalism. Take care. She choked, Rick. Do you watch the Olympics? To Mitch Larkin from Jackson Marks in Tasmania. Hi, Mitch. Congratulations on your racing. Those medals would be a great reward for dedication to the sport for so long. He only won one, didn't he? Oh, no, we got a medal he won. Well done. You have done Australia proud. Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Shelley Watts, Ollie and Kim in New South Wales, our boxer. You fought a bloody great fight and you should be very proud of yourself. You scored more hits and you gave it your all, ... The judges need an eye-seeing dog because they don't see what most Aussies saw, that you were the true winner in that fight. So disappointed for you that it had to come down to a bunch of idiotic judges who got it wrong. Wow.
Such a typical Australian response. We're so gracious in defeat.
Yes. She could have been knocked out by the Italian. And, they were wrong. Your eye was hanging out. You were bleeding. You needed to go to hospital because you were nearly dead. But you still won that fight. Oh, my goodness me. Let's see how we go. To Marcus Fraser, Joshua Marks, Tassie again. Hope you have a great final round, mate. Go out there and enjoy yourself on the biggest stage in sport. You are doing your country proud. Well done. We'll wait to receive the messages tomorrow. Let's see. I don't know if you're looking at any here at the moment, Jarrod, because these are kind of boring today. I don't think it tops. The judges were bloody wrong. Oh, here we go. Here's another one to the entire Olympic team, clearly directed at someone else. Anne Stewart of Victoria. Your experience has had ripple effects. I showed one of my students how you turned your disappointment into a learning experience. He didn't go as well as he hoped in his running event at Ath Day. He was so disappointed. I was able to use you as an EG, in brackets, showed him your interview after your race. Is this one of the Campbells? I didn't show them the race. I showed them your interview. You helped him get back up to run his relay the next day. And what, did he choke?
Yeah. I missed the race that involved the entire Australian Olympic team. That would have been a good one to see. I'm really annoyed that I missed that.
I know, Channel 7 were too focused on the Campbells choking. Yes. Oh, Sonia, Western Australia to tennis. To the whole sport of tennis. Hey, tennis team, thank you for representing Australia so well. You have won because you are Olympians. Oh, isn't that nice? Anyway, okay, who are we giving support to today?
Well, I think recognising that the synchronized drowning gets underway, I think it is today. I mean, they should get a message, definitely.
Now, I heard that they've completely drained the pool and refilled it. So, because I don't know how it goes green for synchronized swimming. All right, so we've got Hannah Cross, Bianca Hammett, Danielle Kettlewell, Nikita Pablo, Emily Rogers, Christina Sheehan, Rose Stackpole, Amy Thompson, and Deborah Sy. Bit of an eclectic bunch. It's sex of sport, this. Where are the men? Disgusting. I could have picked one man. Who are we liking here, Jarrod? I'm just looking at their pictures. Amy Thompson looks alright. Shall we go for Amy? Hello, Amy. Oh.
Sounds good.
Alright, so she took up the sport 8 years ago. That's nice. Well, she's 17, actually, so that's good. Born in London. Actually, no, she's 20. She took it up at 17. Alright, I'm reading the wrong bit. Cool. She went to St John's Primary School in London, England. She has a Bachelor of Engineering for Curtin University. Well, she's studying that at the moment. And her current club is the West Coast Splash in Perth, Western Australia. Doing it for Western Australia. All right, what are we going to say to Amy? I don't even know anything about synchronized swimming. Don't be unsynchronized.
I don't even know. Maybe some advice about how the pool has been stinging the water polo people's eyes. Don't forget your goggles for the green pool.
Don't forget your goggles. I like that. I can't even spell our email address. That's offthepodium@hotmail.com for those at home. Yeah, see, automatically see it. Blog. All right. Don't forget your... I wonder if, like, legitimately, some of these athletes that we're sending these messages, like, is this the only message that she gets? Like, do they have a little alert on their phone? Beep, beep, you got a fan message. And she's like, oh my God! Don't forget your goggles in the green pool. Ignore the fart smell. Ignore the fart smell. Oh, apparently my phone corrects fart to dart. Ignore the fart smell and synchro it up. I don't know anything about synchronized swimming. Until today or tomorrow when it starts, and then we're all experts. All right, there you go, Amy. Go and synchronize yourself well. Whatever that means. Oh, excuse me. So excited for synchronized swimming. I had to clear my throat. Day 8 is upon us. 22 gold medals. You've already just mentioned synchronized swimming gets underway today. How exciting. Wrestling starts today too, Jarrod. What are you more excited for, wrestling or synchronized swimming?
I mean, there's a lot of crossover between the two. But I think it has to be the synchronized swimming. I mean, this is one of those sports that you question why it's in the Olympic Games, but then you see it and you're like, wow, this belongs there.
I actually, like, in all seriousness, it's always the joke one, but, like, you know, sailing's more of a joke to me because, like, I would pay to watch synchronized swimming because these women, like, we talk about happy athletes. Like, I think it's a rule in synchronized swimming, you have to smile. Like, they're always so happy. They're like, I've got somebody's butt on my head, but I'm gonna smile. Like, just the athleticism that they've got to do. I mean, who in their right mind, growing up, like, and you say to your parents, Mum, Dad, I want to be an Olympian. Oh, great. What are you going to be? A runner? You're going to be a swimmer? You know, you're going to be a sailor? Like, Mum, I'm going to be a synchronized swimmer. Like, I don't...
That's it. Out of the house. Pack your bags.
Leave. Go away. Go back to your rhythmic gymnastics friendship group. I mean, clearly all synchronized swimming needs is a ribbon, and then it's just the best sport ever. What else is on? Shooting ends today, sadly. Tennis ends today, sadly. Fencing. Oh, not fencing. The big one, though, I think today, the 100 metres, Usain Bolt. That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Hopefully, triple gold medal. Stuff Michael Phelps. We've forgotten about him. Michael who? It's all about Usain. CBC are doing their research on him. So, let's get into that. Other medal results today. So, more in the weightlifting, more medals. Sailing medals. Oh, they start today. Yay, finally. There's artistic gymnastics. Real gymnastics is back. We've got the apparatus finals happening. Golf, obviously, the men's gets decided today. Diving medals, track cycling medals. Boxing has their first medal today. Tomorrow, well, today with the recording, you know what we mean, and then more athletics medals, obviously going on there. So, but it's all about the 100 metres here, Jarrod. We're on Bolt watch, aren't we?
Yeah, everybody's aboard the Bolt train. I mean, hopefully he doesn't do a Campbell, but I think he can win this. One
thing actually just spurred to my memory right then in watching the 100 metre, the women's, because like you got Bruce McAvaney commentate side by side with Tamsin Lewis, and then you got Steve Hooker does the field events with the other bloke, but then Steve Hooker sometimes joins Bruce and they get together. But so they've just called the 100 metres. The race is over. Gold to Jamaica. Fantastic result. And the first thing that Tamsin Lewis says, rather than, talking up the fact that, what's her name, Shelley Price, all the names in the world, Shelley Ann Fraser Price lost and Elaine Thompson wins, her first thing is, she'd have to be the favourite now for the 200. She just won a gold. She won the 100 metres. Tamsin, calm down. Typical athletes thinking of the next race. So, clearly when Usain Bolt wins tomorrow, definitely favourite for the 200. Let Bruce do the talking, because Bruce will talk it up like no one else will, Tamsin. He'll, famous victory, one for the ages, the greatest sprinter of all time. So, look out for all the cliches from all the commentators should Bolt win gold. But thank you for your company, everybody tuning in. Colin, his brief appearance, always appreciated. As always, Facebook, email, iTunes, YouTube, all those. AOC, please unblock us. That would be appreciative. And Jarrod, you still haven't blocked us and you're still on the show, so that's going well for us.
Yeah, so far so good. Haven't hit the block button, haven't been tempted yet. There's still time. But yeah, I'm glad to see the Aussies pick it back up. We're moving kind of into the events where we have less of a chance, but let's keep those golds coming.
Absolutely, and we all hope you have a lovely day. Put a smile on your face like Dong Dong, and I will see you in the local grocery store. Good night. I'm off the podium.